How do we optimize our websites for AI? What is AI? Everyone's using a whole bunch of different ways that we search nowadays. Some still prefer Google, some use Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, you name it, Gemini. It's really important to understand that the source of data is still the books in the library, right? These language models are a layer that helps you organize, helps you get to the answer of what it thinks will please you, and then some. How good are the answers that you're getting? Now, when it comes to a small business and how do we optimize our site to get more love from these AI language models, if we go back to the root source of the data, it's still very much your website. As far as I've experienced so far, what's happened is AI and Google and all the search engines are starting to and have already shown a lot of evidence of cleaning up sites that are referring other sites, lead gen sites that are not real brand. And instead, they're prioritizing and showing more of the final service provider, the accountant, the dog ball maker, right? Instead of a website that talks about dog ball makers and other things like that. So it's really important to understand that. Now, how we go about optimizing it is understanding what are we optimizing for. We're optimizing for an algorithm, a robot that is designed to choose what it feels is the best answer on who is the best accountant in Melbourne, hypothetically, or dentist or whatnot. So if you just uncover all of these layers, the algorithm is still pretty much the same as what it was on Google. Now, sure, there are definitely things that we're doing in addition. Actually, we're not. Because to optimize for ChatGPT is Bing, Microsoft. So submitting your website to the Microsoft Bing search engine, which we do anyway, which we have done for the last 10 years anyway, a lot of people don't. So it's just a housekeeping checklist. We refresh our sitemaps at least once a quarter anyway. We submit to indexing. So from a technical standpoint, just let Bing know that your website exists. Just let Apple Maps know. Let all of there's only Google Search Console, Apple, and Bing. But as far as the optimization, it's very much core SEO elements. Displaying your core service pages. We do tax returns, we do business advisory, we do SMSF. Making sure that the robot won't be confused what's on that page. Meaning use dominant titles to display. We are experienced tax return specialists. We've done 1 million tax returns. Making it clear to the robot and the user what this page is about. Now, in the About Us page, having super clear EEAT signals, proof of experience, proof of expertise, proof of trust and authority. You prove that by talking about where you studied, how many times you've done a job, what kind of clients you look after, and other trustworthy things like case studies, your research, and other stuff like that. Blogs, guides, in other words, a cluster of 20 blogs on just tax returns and deductions for an accountant, for example. So we're still, the core algorithm optimizing for AI is the same as optimizing for Google because all the search engines basically copy it. Now, there are a whole bunch of AI crawlers that some CMS providers block. I personally don't. It's a funny game, this one, because they're using our content and they're grabbing our content and they're using it as a farm, but the whole point of a website is to be seen and found. So I personally am not a fan of blocking AI crawlers because that's just going to remove you from the list of choices. But really, it's trimming your website so every page is clear and clean for the robot, clear and clean for the user, so they can quickly build trust with your brand. So you're doing two things. You're pleasing the user that might land on your page, They want to see if you're trustworthy, they'll read your reviews. They want to inquire easily, they can contact you, right? They want to have a question answered, give them that answer as quickly as possible. It's just really important to understand that all of these language models at the moment, and every week they're changing, they're a layer of convenience which is still dipping back into that library of books, and that book is your website, right? Backlinks are so important, more important than ever before. If AI and ChatGPT can see that you've got hundreds of these other websites mentioning you, that's only going to be adding to your trust. So I commonly get asked these questions on, should we even be concentrating on SEO for Google? It's not SEO for Google, it's SEO for any search engine that has your potential client shopping around for your services. Be it Perplexity, be it ChatGPT, be it all of these language models. The source of the truth is still your website. It's still the things and the words that you loaded onto your website, the videos that you loaded onto your website, other brand signals, social media accounts, and other trustworthy stuff. So optimizing for AI is very much doing the groundwork on a standard brand growth, social media, website, pages, backlinks, fresh content, trimming stuff that you don't need, revisiting old content, making sure things are updated, making sure you're constantly proving yourself trustworthy on the topic, general brand growth, general marketing. Is there one search engine that's better? So look, at the end of the day, every week, one update gives a certain search engine more convenience. But at the end of the day, I still see AI answering the query very directly. I think there was one case just recently, and it's been ongoing for a while. It was like, the question was, how do I cure depression? And the answer was literally jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. So AI is attempting to answer the question the best way it can possibly answer based on the data in the books, but it still gets it wrong. Hope that helps.